For those of you who have been here the last few days during Holy Week, you know the journey that we've been on. Thursday night, Maundy Thursday, we were with Jesus having a joyful moment with his friends and disciples around the table. Later that night, he's betrayed by Judas, arrested. That angstiness is starting to permeate the atmosphere. Friday, he goes on trial. It's a sham political trial. He's convicted. They force him to carry his cross through the streets, and among two criminals, he's crucified and he dies. He dies. Dead as dead. Mary probably screamed. What do you do to reverse that? There's no power that we have. A wealthy man saw it and asked the governor if he could take the body, and he was like, take the body. And so he puts him in a tomb. And so here we sit, Holy Saturday. Our God is still dead. Not for long. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here, right? There's a couple places that I could have preached in this service that they let the priests preach. One of them is after the lights come on. But there's this time right here where I just want to sit for a moment. I want to just point to this word that we probably all heard, liminality, liminal spaces. Spaces between one thing and the other, spaces between having a hope for something and ever seeing it come to pass. Like women know this deeply in their bodies when they carry a child. Parents know this in every moment of every day, right? We know this when we had a dream, but it never came true. We know this when we were fired in an unjust way from a job and we just have to sit and like, what are we supposed to do next? We know this when we have suffered death, there's a loss and there's deep grief, and we don't know how the ship is going to sail across that ocean again. It's okay to be in this space. Just take a deep breath. Give yourself permission to embody this space. I don't want to give away the ending, but like we know Jesus died. We put a pin in that moment. And then we know at some point tonight, Jesus takes a breath of air. And we think like, I don't know, like, what do you think Jesus is like doing in this moment in between? Like, do you think he's taking a nap? Do we think like he's just like, oh, thank God, that part of it's over. There is a little bit of theology about what Jesus did in this 24-hour period. There's some of the patristics, the church fathers, they came up with this term called the harrowing of hell. There's a sense that like in the midst of our liminal spaces of waiting between one thing happening and not seeing the next thing happening, that oftentimes there's a voice that tells us that God is being passive, that God is waiting for you to get your act together. God is waiting for you to drum up enough faith. God is waiting for you to, I don't know, stop cussing, something along those lines. But that's not true about our God. Remember in that Exodus reading we just heard, there was this line that God said to his people. He said, I will fight for you. Then what does he tell them to do? He says, you just be still. Just wait. Just watch. Even if you can't see it, I'm fighting for you. Even when you can't feel it, I'm fighting for Theologians think this about Jesus. They think he went to hell. They think he stormed those gates. There's some iconography of Jesus coming out of hell. And it looks like it's chocolate bars laying on the ground, which is what I always thought it was until I realized it's actually the doors of hell that he's standing on, and he's dancing on the doors of hell. And behind him is just an army of people that are coming out. That's what the harrowing of hell is. Like, Jesus died on the cross, which gave him an entryway to experience the death that we all have to experience someday. But because of Jesus harrowing hell, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word right, death isn't the last word in our life anymore. God is doing something in the midst of all of that, reconciling and redeeming and calling things into being. This is such a beautiful thing. I just wonder real quick, and then I'll shut up. Because this is a long service. You guys notice this? I wonder for you, what are you waiting on? Where is that deep disappointment that you're holding on to in life? Where is this liminal space for you? And I wonder if you can hear the voice of God say, I will fight for you. Just be still. Just be still. Amen.